definitely think that he has this allure about him. I also believe that the only thing that's stopping Kendrick from people saying he's the greatest of all time is just time. That's it. It's the time in the game. I think Torture Talk After Hours. I found this very unique video on the reasons why people are obsessed or people defend Kendrick so much, and I thought this was very fascinating. So we're gonna watch this and give my commentary. So make sure you like, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Let's go.
A fan base is like an immune system. They're there to fight and ward off any potential threat to their host. So today, we're going to break down why Kendrick Lamar is such a hard public figure to attack. It all comes down to the specific spread of the demographics that make up his core audience. He's acquired these particular audiences like the Infinity Stones, but he particularly has a stronghold on these three particular niches. Let's go. In the first category, you have the patriotic foundational Black Americans. Not patriotic as in they love America necessarily, but more so patriotic because they're proud of their Blackness. They're strongly motivated to help elevate or be a voice for their community, as well as speak out against perceived oppression. They very often tend to be community leaders in some fashion, very much familiar with protest. It may even have a strong code of ethics when it comes to anything that may remotely resemble racism, especially in the form of political figures like Donald Trump or the overall conservative Republican Party. A few notable figures.
I disagree with that part. I don't think that overall conservative party is racist. I can make an argument that the liberal party is probably more racist in a way, but I mean, I guess that's just a theory that, or just a feeling he had, and I can't change that. But I just disagree with that. I don't think that the conservative movement is racist. I just don't think that. I don't know where that narrative, how that narrative flipped into that, because most of the conservatives are not like that. A good portion of them are not racist. A good portion of liberals are not racist either. But you just have racist people. I mean, but let's keep it going.
This demo that has stamped Kendrick, Tariq Nasheed, Nipsey Hussle, Beyonce, Black Lives Matter, the Great Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
They allowed you to call your women bitches and whores. Now put it out there how you love your black self and you want to see black people free. We'll back you up. Kendrick Lamar set a new standard. He freed rappers to come on up. He's the boss. He's the boss. Now, when the rappers are free to say it like it is and say what they feel and teach their people through music and rap and song and dance, the cultural revolution is on.
I agree with that. I definitely think that we have been, how would I say, used to go against our own people for a long time. I think that money and power pushed us to go against our own people, and some people, they don't like their people. They don't like their own people. That's just what it is. And I believe that what Farrakhan is saying right here about Kendrick Lamar is absolutely true. He freed people to the point where now you can speak on topics that usually or was very difficult to speak on. Right now, the cultural revolution is right now. And a lot of people don't want to accept that. A lot of rappers, even black rappers, don't want to accept. Black people don't want to accept it because they've been trained to think a certain way for so long that even when it comes down to it, when Kendrick is speaking a positive message, they look at it as like, you know, a difficult. And I would say difficult. They look at it like it's not positive. It's something that black people complaining about, and that's not the case.
That was no joke. This segment of Kendrick's core demographic definitely keep his name ringing in the streets, especially when it comes to black social issues or political conversations. For example, the Black Lives Matter organization using the song All Right as their official anthem, and how it's become just a black American protest song in general. They usually are down for the cause and rock with Kendrick because they feel his art is a voice for their culture and is a direct reflection of them. Some notable things he's done to acquire this demographic: the 2016 Grammy performance dedicated towards Trayvon Martin.
You never liked this anyway. Pump your friendship, I meant it. I'm African American. I'm African. I'm black as the moon. Heritage of a small village, part of my residence. Came from the bottom of mankind. My hair is nappy, you know that it's big. My nose is rounded wide. You hate me, don't you? You hate my people. Your plan is to terminate my culture. You know you're evil. I want you to recognize that I'm a proud monkey. You vandalized my perception, but can't take down from it.
His viral halftime show at the Super Bowl being a full display of black culture.
Yeah, that's crazy. That performance was crazy. That performance was crazy. When he did Black of the Berry, you gotta understand, man. Kendrick Lamar is a living piece of art. You know what I'm saying? He is a living piece of art. He's an artist, but he's a walking piece of art. You know what I'm saying? And that's the best way I can explain it. Like, he does everything that I think that people need to hear, want to hear, and don't like to hear. Like, for real. He does it all. Like, for real.
The release of To Pimp a Butterfly, a largely introspective pro-black album, and calling out Andrew Schultz for highlighting negative stereotypes about black women. Moving on, the second demo of Kendrick Lamar's fan base are the high art snobs, or the artsies, as I like to call them. This demo stems more from the world of art, often seen as tastemakers, connoisseurs, or critics, or even creatives themselves. This portion of his fandom gravitate to Kendrick because of his use of jazz fusion, innovative experimentation, and highbrow concepts to artistically express ideas in an artsy, thought-provoking way. They love art that can take years upon years to fully digest because it's the ultimate sign of longevity. I'm sure you've heard the phrase, timeless art ages like wine. Kendrick's music inspires them because for them, it's the gift that keeps giving. There's always something new to uncover below the surface, and it feels like the time they invest to listening to his music is always rewarded with a newfound discovery or connection they made. A few notable figures from this demo that has stamped Kendrick: Rick Rubin, Pharrell, Anthony Fantano, Dissect, Rolling Stone, Quincy Jones.
When did jazz find its way into your world?
That's crazy. Yeah.
I definitely think that plays off of what I just said a few minutes ago, that he's a living piece of art. To Pimp a Butterfly to me is the greatest rap album ever created, and it's one of the greatest albums ever created. To be honest with you, I think a lot of people don't realize the genius of that album because they are not musically inclined enough, or they just don't care for it, because you know the school systems, it kind of took away the music programs, and a lot of people just don't care for it because people was inspired to be rappers, and when beat machines and all that stuff came about, people stopped playing instruments because now you got AI generated stuff, or stuff just plays for you. You know what I'm saying? But I think that there are some people out there who still want to learn how to play instruments, even though instruments are kind of the thing of the past. People still want to play it. And I think it's actually the best time to learn how to play an instrument now, because you'll stand out much more than you would if you was to just not learn how to play it and just make instrumentals and stuff like that. That's just my opinion. It's always better to know about something than not know if you into that type of stuff.
It's a trip because I was in the studio one day with my guy Terrence Martin, and he noticed something about the type of sounds that I was picking. He noticed the type of instruments I was picking. He was like, man, a lot of the chords that you pick are jazz influence. You're a jazz musician by default, you know? The way your cadence is rapping over certain type of snares and drums, this is everything that a person on the saxophone and on the horn, you know, commute with how they hear music. And that's something that just opened me up. And then he just started breaking down everything, just the science of it, going back to Miles, Herbie Hancock. I'm listening to these chords like, man, I like that sound. What is that?
And so with this particular demographic on his side, it's a lot more likely for Kendrick to be decorated the way that he is as a rapper. For example, him winning a Pulitzer Prize is probably the most obvious reflection of him having this particular audience on his side. Many of the high-graded review scores he receives from critics for his albums, that also is because of the high art demographic that he appeals to. They're typically the...
And the thing is, too, another thing, too, to add to what he's saying, the reason why Kendrick is, like, so bulletproof in a way is the fact that people criticize what he do, but then when they go back and watch and listen, they realize that they were wrong, and then they come back and say, nah, I was wrong about that. Like, one of my boys, he never listened to no Kendrick album. And after he heard GNX, he went back and he said, let me go listen to some of his stuff. And he went back and he listened to Pimp a Butterfly, and he listened to Good Kid, Mad City. He couldn't believe how good it was. He was like, yo, he called me and was like, yo, bro, I got to apologize to you. So why he said, yo, this Kendrick Lamar, man, he on another level. He said this came out 2013 and it was this good. He said, I can't believe this, bro. I said, I told you, man. He's different, bro. And a lot of people don't understand it. Then you got some people who, they get upset that he's that good. Like, I've never seen nothing like it. They really do.
Ones who go down these really deep rabbit holes to discover new meanings and connections in Kendrick's music and share it with the rest of the world.
God reveals in the following line that Kendrick and his past lives have been motivated by Lucifer. From here on, the conversation is between God and Kendrick or Lucifer. And if you listen closely, Kendrick reflects this by rapping with a tripled voice effect. God is three in one, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, thus called being trine. This symbolizes God's name.
This demographic is probably the most influential when it comes to how decorated Kendrick is as an artist, especially as a rapper, with all the awards and acclaim he constantly receives. Things that he's done to acquire this demographic. Once again, the impact of To Pimp a Butterfly on the art world. Very impactful album. The hidden Easter eggs and messages across his albums and videos. His recent collaboration with Eckhart Tolle. The countless theories on the internet people have made on his art. And the third, but certainly not least, demographic that make up Kendrick Lamar's fandom is the underground/purists. These are the people that are hip-hop till their socks drop. They're the type of people that collect vinyls like Pokemon cards and hang them up on their wall. The type of niggas that got Wu-Tang Clan on their stomach. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Oh. You often see them in heated rap debates about what's considered classic or not, or if so-and-so is better than so-and-so, who ranks where.
Now, I will say that really depends, because a lot of older hip hop heads who are hip hop, I'm talking like to the core, they don't like no new artists, right? They don't. Now maybe he has enough people to get him over the hump, but a lot of them don't like no new artists because they think that every new artist is a reflection of pop and sold out commercial music. They don't even give people a chance, because another thing too, they don't give people a chance because they are in love with nostalgia. They will never, ever, ever say Kendrick Lamar is better than Biggie Smalls. Never. Kendrick Lamar could come out with 20 classic albums, and he would never be better than Biggie in their head, because they love nostalgia. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with it's not just with hip hop. That also goes with rock music. You know what I'm saying? There's a group, but Evanescence or something. People would never say that they're better than the Rolling Stones or something. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just hip hop. People love nostalgia, and they hold on to it. I think Kendrick Lamar is the first rapper to break through that nostalgia and show people that there are good rappers of today. You know.
And they always got an annual end of the year list ready at every December for the best rap albums. They always get that shit in their pocket.
Now all we need is our handy dandy notebook. Right, see? Still got it.
They're very much the hip hop nerds, very by the book. They really represent the foundation of which hip hop was founded on. Always in tune with the mainstream as well as the underground scene. A lot of this fandom can come in the form of internet forums, YouTube reactors, or even publications. A few notable figures from this demo that Kendrick has in his corner: Joe Budden, Elliott Wilson, Dead in Hip Hop, No Life Shack, NFR Podcast.
Top would have killed my dad. I grew up fatherless and probably died in a gunfight.
Some of these people he mentioned, I don't know if I think that they're hip hop till they socks drop. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Joe Buttons is my favorite. He's one of my favorite rappers of all time. But I definitely don't think Joe Buttons is hip hop till his socks drop. I don't. All because he made a statement about Drake. And he said he doesn't care if Drake never wrote none of his songs. He just liked Drake. That right there lets me know that he's not hip hop to his socks drop. Everybody else, even Elliott Wilson, he's just another one too. I don't really think he's 100% hip hop to his socks drop. Like I name a couple other people that I believe is a little bit more hip hop to their socks drop than these guys. Not all of them, just those two. Now Joe Buttons I would say if I had to give Joe Buttons a percentage, I would say he's 90% hip hop. 90. That other 10, man, really destroyed him to me when he said that about Drake. I couldn't believe he actually said that. That was disgusting. Because he doesn't get the same grace to other artists like that. If it was Eminem and you found out Eminem had a ghostwriter, then it would have been something different. Eminem would have said, "Oh no, I can't take you nothing you say, Em. Nah, you trash." That's what I think he would have did. But that's just my opinion. And let's keep going.
Like, and I was like, damn, like, but then it starts over though, and the old lady is looking for some shit. She blind. Right. I don't know if you knew that. She blind. Right, she blind. And she looking for something that she dropped. Who was that lady though? I don't know who the lady was. Shit, she could be Lucy. Oh shit, she might be Lucy. She might. Oh.
Again, that's what I mean by a lot of these dudes. Are they really hip hop till they socks drop, or they just like music and they just? He's talking about Justice, Lady Justice. I'm sure they know by now because this is a very old video, so I'm sure they know by now. But he's talking about the justice system. Justice is blind. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what he was saying. But let's keep it going.
Oh shit! Oh. I didn't think of that. Actually, to be honest, I really didn't think of that. Damn.
Stop playing. You better keep your hands in your fucking pocket, nigga. You better move your little knee around and your diamond-studded ups, nigga. It was a sad Saturday night for niggas like you, nigga. Fuck is you talking about us? Now, nigga,
that didn't
bring it from the side now, nigga.
Yo, that was good times right there. I ain't gonna lie. That was good times. Oh my God. I swear when that song came out, I told my boy, this is gonna be one of the biggest songs of all time, man. I'm telling you right now. This song's gonna go on fire, bro. It's crazy.
They go by the book. They're the ones making all-time lists and keeping scores of who's in the lead. Kendrick to them is the personification of everything they love about hip-hop as an art form and as a culture. The more success that he achieves, the more they feel hip-hop is being recognized on a grander scale. He's restoring the feeling of what made them fall in love with hip-hop, and from a technical perspective, caters to them with his supreme mic skills and competitive rapper attitude, which is why he can oftentimes get the reputation of being a hip-hop savior from this demo. It really helps to have this demo on lock especially as a rapper, because they're going to be the biggest advocate for you being in any kind of conversation. They're the type of motherfuckers, anytime somebody does something, anything, if a motherfucker breathes, we might have to start a conversation about so-and-so. He just took his first breath today. So imagine you drop Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, Damn, and you double back and you know what I'm saying? You drop GNX. I mean, they're the biggest voice for Kendrick being the GOAT. That's them. They have the most vocal presence online when it comes to rap discussions, so Kendrick will typically always be held in high regard across almost any hip-hop space or forum. Kendrick is one of those rappers where it's like, he may not be everybody's favorite rapper, but if you're like a core hip-hop fan and you're in these core hip-hop spaces, Reddit, forums, whatever, on the internet, or maybe in like real life, shows, festivals, most people, 9 out of 10 people, they fuck with Kendrick. Things that he's done.
That's true. That's true. I definitely think that he has this allure about him. I also believe that the only thing that's stopping Kendrick from people saying he's the greatest of all time is just time. That's it. It's the time in the game. I think if Kendrick Lamar was in the game around the same time Nas, Jay, and Biggie and all them, and he was still doing it to this day, he definitely would be number one in people's head 100%. 100% would be the best rapper of all time. I mean, you're always going to have your people who say this and that, but for me, he already proved himself, and I'm definitely, I'm one of those guys who like all hip-hop, and I listen to everything from Soulja Boy, Chief Keef, all the way up to Kendrick Lamar. And not to shit on them, I'm just saying, like, I know my shit, man, for real.
To acquire this demographic, his countless freestyles, ciphers, and features with other rappers, ending the Drake era, his significance in the underground blog era from the Kendrick Lamar EP to Section 80, his technical prowess of flow, rhyme, and storytelling.
Back when we ate canned food for dinner, I coach foods. The Pro Tools make my agenda. I'm tofu. I'm lasty like tofu. I wish a motherfucker would get your whole career injured. Nigga, that's assault with a deadly weapon. We killed your favorite rapper last record. We fucked your favorite actress on the mattress with a blessing. Made that pussy any up, she called my dick antidepressant. I'm really not impressed with none of you niggas stressing that some of you niggas blessed with the gift to carry the presence. Big and poppin', I'm pocket big shit with label investments. 15 minutes go for 50 seconds. Last night I spent 12 hours inside a session. Came up with shit, writers block niggas up and distressing like, who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares? Even when you slump, dog, you still be a millionaire. Nigga play a Santa Claus and make sure you hold dear. Every first put that bitch in the earth where I rock steer. Church till you pussy, you push me, get pap smear. First I should cookie and read it, the fortune's here, what's up? Yeah.
So there you have it. The foundational Black American fan base are effective at keeping Kendrick's name in their streets and communities.
Yeah, I had that on pause. I don't know why. I was fired. That was fire. I never heard that freestyle. That was fire. I'm going to have to go react to that. That was pretty dope.
As well as expressing their political discourse with the system, he can be heard at every protest, literally. The high art snobs make sure that Kendrick is being recognized in the art world at the highest level with gratifications like Grammys, Pulitzer Prize, having his albums actually studied in public schools and archived in the Harvard University Institute. That definitely comes from the artsies demographic. And then the purists spread the gospel of what's hot and what's not to the people on the outside of the culture, making them aware of how great Kendrick is not only as an artist, but as an MC. If it seems like almost every hip-hop publication has a bias to Kendrick, it's because they do. These three different fandoms come together to make up Kendrick Lamar's triangle offense. Trifecta. Kendrick is like the melting pot. This is also the reason why he is so well balanced in so many different areas that are polar, contrary to the other. But there very well may be a new demographic that Kendrick has tapped into more recently, being the quote-unquote female demographic. Now, the female demographic just represents what the average female is listening to. Women are very much responsible for the highest heights of an artist's career. The biggest artists will always have a large general female audience, whether that be Michael Jackson, Nirvana, Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Eminem. This demographic is definitely the biggest contributor to Drake's outstanding run in the music industry. But since the confrontation with Kendrick, he's lost a significant portion of this demo due to the allegations of PDF and human trafficking. But on the contrary, it seems like Kendrick has had a substantial increase in new female listeners. His recent music has been very general populist music, with Not Like Us and GNX being full of club bangers, especially with the massive success of both the R&B cuts, Dodger Blue and especially Luther. A lot of women are coming out and vouching their support for Kendrick more than ever before. Some notable women that have really come out and just stamped Kendrick: Chloe Bailey, Doechii, SZA, Beyonce.
I had a Kendrick Lamar phase, and I was convinced I was going to be with him. Who has listened to Kendrick's album? I have had it on repeat for the past 4 or 5 days since it's been out. Let's discuss favorite songs. And listen, I did not just hop on the Kendrick train now. I don't know if you all know this. Ask Callie, ask Branson. About 8 years ago, I had a whole Kendrick phase. Like, I've had phases, right? Like, I had a James Fauntleroy phase, I had a Frank Ocean phase, I had a Twigs phase, I had a Tune Yards phase, I had a Kendrick Lamar phase. And I was convinced I was going to be with him. And I loved him when I was younger so much.
This girl's crazy. Come on, girl, you're crazy. I mean, I get the point, but you crazy.
From Section 80, even the mixtape before that had Alien Girl on it. Like, I've been a diehard Kendrick fan from day one. So I haven't just hopped on the bandwagon now. But I'm happy a lot of people are hopping on the bandwagon. But I've been a hardcore.
Things that he's done to acquire some of this demographic: making the front cover of one of the largest women's magazines in Harper's Bazaar, his dynamic and musical chemistry with SZA, the biggest R&B act of today, him stamping upcoming star Doechii as The Heart Is Out, which likely snowballed into her actually being nominated for a Grammy and winning. Who knows if the direction of Kendrick's music will still continue to be super accessible by the general female audience post GNX? Probably not, but only time will tell.
Kendrick Lamar definitely has a substantial following, and it's only growing. I think a lot of people got to understand that the position he's in now, most artists would never ever be in, and it's not because of his popularity. It's literally because of his music. So, thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all. Peace. I'm out of here.